Hey everyone, this is Tony Teaches Tech. I'm Tony, and in this video I'm going to show you how to redirect an IP address to a domain name on both Apache and Nginx web servers. So if that's something you want to learn how to do, let's go ahead and take a look at how to do it. I have two websites running right now. I have an Nginx website at this IP address, so if we refresh that we can see that load, and an Apache website running at this IP address as well. Now the thing is, I have also associated each one of these with a domain name, right? So for Nginx, if I go to site3.xyz, we load the Nginx website, and if we go to site4.xyz, we load the Apache website. Now the goal with this video is if anybody goes to the IP address 45.33.64.10, I want them to be redirected to the domain name site3.xyz. And similarly, if anybody goes to the IP address 172.104.212.112, I want them to go to the site4.xyz domain name. So how do we do that? Well, let's log into each one of these respective servers. They're on their own servers. And let's edit the Nginx and the Apache configuration files in order to make that happen. So I'm going to log in via SSH to each one of these servers, and we'll just do one at a time. So let's start with the Nginx use case first. So in here, what we want to do is edit our Nginx configuration file. So that's usually under etc Nginx sites available, and I'm using the default configuration file. You might have something different for your use case. So let's open that. And what we want to do here is simply add another server block, and could be anywhere down below, and this could be in another file too, but I'm going to keep it in here, and it's going to look something like this. So we're also listening on port 80. The server name is the IP address, okay? In this case, it's the IP address, and when anybody navigates to the IP address, we want to return a 301 permanent redirect to the domain name site3.xyz, and the configuration file above will actually handle serving that request up here. So if we save that and we restart the server with systemctl restart nginx, then we go up here, and now if we hit refresh or hit enter to reload the IP address, we should see this return, do the 301 redirect and show the domain name. So let's try that. And there we go. Now we're seeing site3.xyz anytime we go to the IP address. Okay, so what about for Apache? Let's go through the process of redirecting the IP to the domain. And it's a two-step process in this case. So we want to first edit the configuration file, which is etc apache 2 sites available. And then I'm also using the default conf. It could be different for you. And in here, in order to, where this is going to happen is in the htaccess file, but in order to enable htaccess capabilities, we need to add a couple lines in here, which is basically just a directory. I forget the right terminology for that, but we're basically allowing override within the var www html directory, which gives us that htaccess capability. So let's go into the var www html directory and make a file, if it's not already there, called htaccess, and that's .htaccess to be explicit. And in here we want to add a couple lines of information, and it's going to look something like this. So we're going to turn the rewrite engine on, and the core of this is going to be if we see the condition of the IP address, and it's a little bit of a weird syntax with the escaping slashes here, but if somebody goes to the IP address, similar to Nginx, if somebody goes to the IP address, then we want to rewrite to with a permanent 301 redirect to the domain name, which in this case is site4.xyz. So if we save that, we might also, depending on your server configuration setup, you might also have to enable the rewrite module for Apache 2. So that would be a2enmod rewrite. And it's telling us, it's helping us that now that we have made that change, let's do restart of the server. So systemctl restart Apache 2. Okay, no output, so that's good. Let's test it out back in our web browser. If we go to the IP address now, we should be redirected with a permanent 301 redirect to the domain name. And we got an internal server error, which is means I screwed up somewhere. So let's see if we can figure that out real quick here. So let's look at our htaccess file. So make sure we have the IP address correct. It's 172.104.212.112, and then we have site4.xyz with 301 redirect. I think I might have missed the closing bracket here. Let's try to restart the server one more time and go to the IP address, see if we get to the domain name, and we do. Sorry about that small syntax error, but hopefully that'll give you an idea about how to debug those type of situations. Guys, if you have any questions about this, let me know in the comments below. I have plenty more videos about Apache and Nginx over here, so check those out. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.